Chris, Robin, thank you all both so much for meeting me here today. How are y'all doing?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Y'all doing well?
Yes,
Doing
we are.
fine,
How are
doing
you?
fine.
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good.
I've been so excited about doing this show for Make-A-Wish.
Oh,
Now, I just got to know you being volunteers, and of course, we'll talk later about you getting to be a part of the Belchers family and making Lily's wish come true. But first, tell us, what in the world made you want to become volunteers for Make-A-Wish?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, it started. I officiate softball and basketball. I'm out on the court and out on the basketball field quite often. And actually, when I first started thinking about doing it, I was out at Davis County High School, and there was a girl that had cancer, and she was doing the Make-A-Wish, and she was participating, and then they granted her a wish to take a nice trip. And I heard when she come back, and I just heard these teenage girls talking about how that impacted that family and that girl, of just getting away just for a short term, of not having to worry about doctors, going visits and medication and stuff like that. But she just went out with her family and they had a great time. And I just said, man, that's awesome. I just said I'd like to take part in something like that. So that's kind of how it got started. And so I kind of done a little bit of asking around and kind of doing a little research and kind of read about it and stuff. So I said, so just one thing led to another.
Yeah, yeah. And so you hooked it up and became a Make-A-Wish volunteer.
I did. It took a little bit of a process. It was a little process of, you had to do some training and going into some classes and learn a little bit, about how to get into a family and talk with the girl or boy and try to learn a little bit about, granting their kind of what they want. And
right.
kind of try to get in what they really want and what their dreams are and what they would like to do.
Right. But I'm sure the training was worth every second of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what was part of the training? Well, they do a background check, test, training. Tell us a little bit about that. All of the above?
Right.
all the above.
Yeah, so you got to learn a lot about how to go in and do the interviews.
Yes, and then we have to, figure out, we had to learn how to fill out the paper on the child and the mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And get their social security, their driver's license, and I think Lily's, Lily, her birth certificate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of paperwork and stuff, and lots of checks and balances of what they do on getting credited. Getting all the. You got to get doctor statements and stuff. They do, a lot of the stuff, but we just we're the go between. Getting the information that the Make-A-Wish office ask us to get and pass that along back to the office and get that from the family and stuff, and just lots of paperwork to just make sure that they give them the rights to check that type of stuff and everything. So.
How cool is it? I got to ask, how cool is it to be able to, first of all, go in and doing all the interviewing, knowing that you're going to get to grant these wishes, help grant these wishes?
Well, I'll tell you, I wasn't a volunteer at the time that he did Lily, but I said, Chris, I would love to be a volunteer also. So
you fell in love with it after seeing the process.
The first little boy that he did, I just fell in love with that family. And the little feller did not make it. So we went to his funeral. And you feel this calming spirit come over you, and you've touched that child's life. They may not know it, he didn't, but just the bond that I had with his brother and his mom, and then, on our first meeting, we buy a gift for the child, age appropriate. And we brought that the first visit, and then we introduce ourselves to the child.
Yeah.
It's kind of an icebreaker type thing. Kind of get the child to be buddy up there. So they sit there and
tell you their wish. Right. Yeah. I can't imagine too. I mean, after the process, you go through the interview and you find out what they want, and then you go back and you make that wish happen, and letting them know about the wish, or even being around when they get to witness that wish, or if they go on a trip or whatever, get to see their faces when they get return. Is that the best feeling ever?
Well, you said it, Randy. I mean, just the thought of being able to go into that, knocking on that door, and knowing that you've got a very good opportunity to help that child and to give them something that they dream about, that can't fathom, that that it could actually be something they do. That's just an awesome feeling.
Just for them to be able to take away their worries for a little while.
And one little feller we granted, Make-A-Wish granted for that boy, was all he wanted was braces. Mm-hmm. And we called Make-A-Wish. They said no problem, and they got the process started, and he received braces. So he's getting straight teeth.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Whatever that they want,
That's right?
You go in and you find out what the children want. Well, I tell you, I've got to meet the family just a little bit, but I appreciate you all. Kind of like you said, you get to tag along with other volunteers. So I feel like y'all are my trainers today, and y'all are bringing me in here for the process of the interview. And so I want to thank you both for your time, for your service to Make-A-Wish, to all the kiddos you all get to help. The inspiration, people watching right now are going to be inspired. They're going to be moved, and I appreciate it. But thank you for your heart. Thank you for your service. Thanks for letting me tag along. So now I believe we get to go talk to the family and Miss Lily and do our interview process.
All right.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Let's do it.